What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. You know, we have been tough on Donna, who I call Donna. Uh, but you know what? I've also done pieces on Donna where I've said every once and again she gets it right. Damn it. But more importantly than all of that, I'm always consistent to say to you, we accept truth no matter what the source. Won't care. God damn it. So that truth is important. That truth is important. Because if someone comes up to you and gives you $1 million in cash and calls you a whore, insults your mother, does I mean, they could say anything. And you won't have shit to say when you see that million in cash. Don't type shit because you know it's the truth. Damn it. So you need to be uh that same way. You need to adopt that same principle with the truth. Why I stress that so much is because I get sick of, and we've all dealt with and deal with in our life at different times, people who just didn't want to accept the fucking truth. You know, the truth is a problem for them. They'll fight, they'll start an argument, whatever they got to do, rather than just fucking admit what is. You know, one of my older sisters, who I don't know who is living or is dead, I haven't talked to the bitch in years, don't need to. When I was younger, a lot younger, because I'm only 21 now, settle down. Anyways, I've always been a giving person. If I got it, you can get it. You feel me? And certainly with my family, there's no boundaries, I thought. Anyway, okay, I don't know what's going on. Alright, somebody has to die. It's the only way. Alright, we're gonna have to get through this quickly because this is one of the sites that acts up. But let me say this. So, anytime she would get money from you, when it's time for her to pay the money back, she purposely starts some shit that you can't help but respond to, and the first thing she say, I ain't paying your money then. She got away with that a few times with me, and then I burned her ass to a crisp. You understand? But I just use her as one example. We all have them, and I have more. You know. So the truth. And that really pertains to this story because A, it's Donna Lemon in her high heel Louboutins. Alright. And so some people would not want to accept anything from Donna because it's Donna. But again, the source, everybody, it don't matter. The truth is what we're interested in. And then the other flip side of this is anytime you say anything about guilty ass fucking white people, they have a problem. Like the truth just goes right past them. All they heard was themselves and not something rosy and fuzzy, and they have a problem. And that is at play here. Now, Donna. CNN has no comment over Donna's statement on white men. And I especially am reveling in this because I have said this 1,000,000,000 times. Not because I'm brilliant, but because it's the damn truth. It's that easy. Now, first we're going to see what this is, and then we're going to see, I got a couple of videos. All right. CNN isn't commenting about Donna's statement that white men represent the biggest terrorist threat in the country. That is a fucking statement of fact. Period. The damn end. All the FBI profiling experts say the same thing. You know, we were shocked. I tell you, shocked. I tell you, shocked. Clutch the pearls, shocked when we found out the goddamn DC sniper was not a goddamn white devil. Shocked, I tell you, shocked. Everybody. Black folks was shocked that they was not white, and white folks were shocked that they was black. Because they knew they was expecting one of them, because that fit their MO. Mass shooters, serial killers, random shooters and shit. This is just a fact. You see? But the same people, they act like they don't have a problem with being profiled at the fucking airport and shit when they're not from any of the countries that would be the expected perpetrators of any terror attacks over here or anywhere else, quite frankly. According to them. Because they create the monsters, they tell you who the monsters are, they create them out of dust, and they expect you to go along. So we say, according to them. Because we don't have any independent knowledge. I have not met ISIS. You see what I'm saying? I didn't meet them. You see what I'm saying? I didn't meet. I've seen they had tried to call me. So it was like a little missed call or something, just like a little missed call though. So, but it was like a little missed call though. So that was that thing. That was that thing. So I couldn't do it without laughing. Damn it! I can't with me. All right. So fine. And so, but give me a break. You know, like, why are you patting down white grandma in the wheelchair at the airport? She is not the threat. Damn it. You see? And we all know it. Show me one case in history where it was grandma that took down the plane. Like to see that. I'd like to see that. It hasn't happened. So that's ridiculous. When somebody commits a crime, somebody calls the police, what's the first thing the 911 operator asks? Did you get a look at the suspect? That means somebody fits a description for this crime based on witnesses. So, the biggest terrorists on earth, I go further than Donna. Dr. King said the greatest purveyor of violence on the earth is America. And he wasn't talking about us. Wasn't talking about black folk. We know who America represents. You see? So let's not get ass hurt. Because I always say, if you're going to have reconciliation, there has to be acknowledgement. If they can't admit shit about their own self, they definitely can't admit shit about you. This is why you can never get along with these people. They make it impossible. And you're going to see at least one example of that in this damn video. Now, CNN is commenting and okay, the biggest terrorist in the damn country, and it's the damn truth. All right. Donna's statement on her show. Wait, I can't even see it. Monday. Attracted criticism in conservative circles. No, it attracted white hate due to the truth. That's what that should say. So we'll just change that. Just pretend those words aren't there. All right. He was talking about the negative attention given to a caravan of potential refugees into Central America. All right. Meanwhile, white men are the suspects in recent shootings of 2 blacks in Kentucky and at a synagogue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We'll come back and read whatever that is. All right. Donna said that, quote, we have to stop demonizing people and realize that the biggest terror threat in this country is white men. Most of them radicalized to the right. And I love how he said most of them. You see what I'm saying? Because if he had said they're all on the right, that would be some bullshit. Because their hate and terror does not know left or right. Again, these are the same people that killed off 130 million natives on this land, and now want to bitch at anybody that doesn't want to stand and fucking worship their fucking flag and all of it. These are the same people that dropped the only atomic bombs ever used in the history of humanity on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. These are the people who unleashed AIDS and Ebola on African people. These are the same people that for over 40 years were giving black men syphilis on purpose in Tuskegee, Alabama, and wasn't fucking telling them. Shall I go on? These are the same people who turn water hoses and dogs on African people. These are the same people who lynched African people and hung them from trees. These are the same people that declared us 3/5 of a human being. These are the same people who enacted the greatest act of genocide and destruction upon a people throughout its entire existence on the earth than anyone else talking about African slavery in this bitch. Shall I keep going? How much can you deny? You don't get the credit without the work, and you don't get to be labeled a fucking rose and a poppy flower if you're a goddamn thorn in a goddamn black bush some damn where. This upsets me because it is so indicative of them. And no matter how much, no matter what you have in your heart, you could be the Pope, you could be Mother Teresa, you could be the Angel Jabril. It doesn't matter. You cannot get along with these people. They always look for some reason to be offended. They're always looking to demonize somebody else, and they never ever want to fucking turn the mirror on themselves and say, you are the problem. Radicalizing, most of them radicalized on the right, and we have to start doing something about them. Thank you, Donna. A CNN spokesman said Wednesday neither Donna nor the network would speak more about it. Well, that turned out to not be exactly true. Oh, that's JC and Beyonce. Okay, I was about to have a problem. I was saying? Beyonce's looking a little too light in that photograph. I was about to get set off. See what I'm saying? Alright, so now, let us go to our first video on this, everybody. This first one is the statement, but luckily we have the commentary of exactly the type of bullshit that I'm talking about from these goddamn people. Let's go to that right now. Now, first we're going to hear this. Then we're going to hear the person that's doing the video. He's white, but he represents any of them that you would hear, and we all know it. Let's hear this now.
We messaged about this a little bit this weekend. I keep trying to point out to people not to demonize any one group or any one ethnicity, but we keep thinking that the biggest terror threat is something else.
Listen, I think he took the luxury of mincing his words there, shortening it, Again, this is why you have to say what is. You can't say, oh, it's people are doing. You have to say who the fuck is doing it. And I think that he eased into it instead of just saying white people have to stop, or he could have started with the we. We have to start demonizing people of color. We have to start demonizing immigrants or whatever, because that's what he was really referring to. But hear this.
Biggest terror threat is something.
Wait now. Damn it.
Trying to point out to people not to demonize.
Keep trying to point out to people. What people, Don?
Any one group or
not to demonize any one group. He's really talking to their white ass the entire time. But he was trying to be diplomatic. Don't do that. Just fucking put it in their face and they can just fucking drown in their own vomit.
Or any one ethnicity. But we keep thinking that the biggest terror threat is something else.
We keep thinking. No. Stop including yourself with their fucked up thinking. When they say, the country is divided. No, the country's not divided. White people are just fucked up and pissed off. That would state the truth. Country's not divided. Settle down. You see?
But we keep thinking that the biggest terror threat is something else. Some people who are marching, towards the border like it's imminent. And when the last time they did this, a couple hundred people came, and they, most of them did get into the country. Most of them got tuckered out before they even made it to the border. So we have to stop demonizing people and realize the biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right.
I don't care what you want to say about Donna and her Christian Louboutin heels. That's the dude. That's the dude. And I have come to this over time. Because as I say, I've drugged Donna, I've done it all. But I keep seeing undeniable things from him that you found yourself cheering. It didn't matter that it was him. You're like, yeah, get that. That's the shit, And this is another one of the moments.
Some people who are marching, towards the border like it's imminent. And when the last time they did this, a couple hundred people came, and they, most of them did get into the country. Most of them got tuckered out before they even made it to the border.
And apparently their subject was this shooting in Kentucky. You see? So he even has that somber tone on him.
It's imminent. And when the last time they did this, a couple hundred people came, and they, most of them did get into the country. Most of them got tuckered out before they even made it to the border. So we have to stop demonizing people and realize the biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right. And we have to start doing something about them. There is no travel ban on them.
He went even further and said we have to start doing something about them. This is how you need and must speak. You understand? He went all the way. He fuddled it a little bit going into it, but he hit the target, said this is the problem, we gotta do something about their ass. He didn't leave that ambiguous, and I just think as a country we need to look at this. No, we have to do something about their ass.
This country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right. And we have to start doing something about them. There is no travel ban on them. There's no ban on,
They were already putting some bullshit on his face, whoever the devil is that made this fucking video. I don't know what the fuck.
They had the Muslim ban. There is no white men. Most of them.
He's going in.
Biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right. And we have to start doing something about them. There is no...
Start doing something about them. And then he goes and says, there is no...
travel ban on them.
There's no travel ban on them.
There's no ban on, they had the Muslim ban. There is no white guy ban.
They had the Muslim ban. There is no white guy ban. I'm over his bitch says saying Muslim, but we just...
So what do we do about that?
I love it. Now, enter the devil on this side of the clip, and then we'll go back so you can hear him from the beginning, because I didn't even listen to it, but it's predictable. With the little face he put over Don Lemon and everything, we know we expect to hear. This will be my first time hearing it too. Let's go.
Yeah. So we shouldn't demonize any one group of people, but we need to look out for those white men because they're the biggest terror threat.
You see how twisted their fucking thinking is? You can hear this all day on Fox News. They don't get eloquence. All he heard was white men bad, and his head blew off. You see, fuck the context and all of that. No. Hear this vomit. Because this is why you can never get along with these motherfuckers.
And on them, there's no ban on, they had the Muslim ban. There is no white guy ban. So what do we do about that?
Hearing.
Yeah. So we shouldn't demonize any one group of people, but we need to look out for those white men because they're the biggest terror threat in this country. Hi, I'm NPC Don Lemon. Look at me.
See?
Like, yeah, it's propaganda, but I think he went off the cuff with that one. personally. I don't think that one was scripted, and he just didn't realize it. Because not only are these people talking head propagandists, they're not that smart.
Now he's a talking head propagandist. They come with these little fictional little words and shit, and, you know, here's all the bullshit.
They're just good at talking.
Again, forget the absolute truth that Donna just put out. And by the way, we're going to bring you another video where Donna comes back and throws a high heel in their face and backs up all the fucking shit he just said. But let's go on with this little circus fuck.
That's all. He's either directly contradicting himself, or he doesn't think white men are people. We gotta stop demonizing people.
He doesn't think white men are people. Huh? What do they say? Look at Chicago. Look at Chicago. Well, look, bitch. Look at white men. Look at white men. Huh? Then their head rolls off and they come up with this cartoon bullshit. Hear the rest of this. We're not going to hear the part before it because I can't. My head will roll off.
But, you know, white men, we got to demonize them because they're the biggest terror threat to this country. That's the only possibility if he's not contradicting himself. Maybe he's got an IQ of about, 95.
An IQ of 95. You're sitting somewhere in a fucking barn. Donna Lemon makes 6 figures. Huh? 7 figures probably. You understand?
But that's about it, I would say. Oh, him probably 85.
Let's find out what Donna is worth. God damn it. We're gonna find out. God damn it. What is Don Lemon's net worth? $3 million.
Estimated CNN's annual salary is around $720,000 USD.
Done. That's what I'm saying. Take that. But now let's go for the facts. Let's see this now.
Well, tonight I also want to talk about some uncomfortable truth.
Oh, I love the shade in this little thing. Uncomfortable. It was kind of shady. Listen. We can say what we want about Donna, but this is a seasoned brother. I don't give a fuck how many times I've thrown things at the screen and fuck you, Don Lemon, and die, and I can't. Listen, he's always on his game. We just can't take that away from me. You just can't. See this.
The truth about who really carries out domestic terror attacks and hate to try to distract you from the truth. Well, tonight I also want to
watch the shade.
Talk about some uncomfortable truth.
There. Uncomfortable truths.
The truth about who really carries out domestic terror attacks in this country. Earlier this week, I made some comments about that in a conversation with Chris. I said that the biggest terror threat in this country comes from radicals on the far right, primarily white men. That angered some people.
Nah, and I hate that he got diplomatic there. That angered some people. No, it only angered white people. Only a hit dog hollers. Nobody else was offended by this. No, I've just spoken to everybody in the entire Arab world. They all told me they're not offended. Wait now, my phone. I just got a text from every single native in the fucking bitch. They told me they're not offended. Okay, wait, I'm getting it in from the Asians now. This is coming in. It's coming in Mandarin, damn it. All right, they're all telling me, every single one of them that exists, man, woman, and child, they were not offended. All right, wait, I'm getting it from the Latinos. Well, at least it's in Spanish, I know this. Okay, yeah, okay, all right, they're all telling me, every single one of them, man, woman, and child, that they weren't offended.
That angered some people. But let's put emotion aside and look at the cold, hard facts.
Done. I like that. He said, let's put the emotion aside. Let's deal with cold, hard facts. Boom. Go. Donna.
The evidence is overwhelming. A recent report from the Government Accountability Office shows that. Even though more people died in attacks connected to Islamic extremists, the vast majority of deadly attacks in this country from 2001 to 2016 were carried out by far-right violent extremists.
2001 to 2016. This is just the recent report.
The Washington Post in writing about this today. Cites a 2017 report from the Nation Institute's Investigative Fund. It found that far-right plots and attacks outnumber Islamist incidents by almost 2 to 1.
Hear it and weep.
The Anti-Defamation League says that homegrown extremists of all kinds killed at least 372 people in the U.S. from 2007 to 2016.
And that's from the Anti-Defamation League. Nobody ever argues with the Jews. Huh?
Right-wing extremists were responsible for 74% of deaths. Left-wing extremists were responsible for only 2%. The nonpartisan think tank New America looked at attacks in this country after 9/11 and going up to the attack in Charlottesville. They found that of the domestic terror attacks, those not carried out by jihadists, 68 were by far-right groups. Only 8 were by left-wing or black separatist groups. So let me break that down for you even further. Their analysis shows that for every 8 deadly attacks by right-wing extremists, there were 1 by left-wing extremists. Those are the facts. So people who were angered about what I said are missing the entire point. We don't need to worry about people who are thousands of miles away. The biggest threats are homegrown.
Now, like they put it up on screen, we don't need to worry about people 1,000 miles away. The biggest threats are right here. And as African people, we know that. We know that. This is just like music to our ears. Of course.
The facts prove that.
Done. Gonna go ahead and give one of my Emmys to Donna. Just gonna have to go ahead and do it.
68.
I've got so many of them. I don't need them all. They're cluttering up my house now. So I may as well just ship out another Emmy to Donna. I'll just go ahead and do it. 'Cause why not? But listen. We know this. We know this to be true. We know it. And that doesn't even add to it police murders of African people. Then their numbers really go through the roof. You see? Listen, the day of tiptoeing around these people is over, everybody. It's over. 'Cause we say it's over. 'Cause it'll never be over if you leave it in their hands, as you already see. That twit that was on the first video, that's what goes on in their mind. We can apply it to our local level as individuals. You say something about them, saying something about race, they want to say you're the racist, when the only racist on the planet is these people. That's it. That's it. And we have to deal with racism from other people that come here who have been influenced by them already. What they tell them and influence them about African people before they even meet us. You see? So let us be clear about who the biggest terrorist is, not just in this country, but on the planet Earth. Nobody else has over 175 military bases around the fucking Earth. Nobody else. Nobody else. But they do. Nobody else is going around installing puppet governments, staging coups, and only them. They want to cling to the robes of Dr. King now, when they couldn't stand him when he was alive, and they killed him. They did that. They burned down Greenwood, Oklahoma in 1921 out of white jealousy. It doesn't end with these people. I brought you the whole documentary on the MOVE organization in Philadelphia. They moved in and bombed their house from the sky. Burned members alive, women and children. And they knew there was children in the house and women. So, don't even waste your time on their protestations. We know who they are. We know what they do, and we know what they're guilty of. Period. Damn it. I'm over it. Now, I may bring you something. Let me check something, everybody. Okay, we're doing really good on time, so there's this piece I'm itching to bring. I didn't really know where I wanted to place it at, and this just feels right because this was short. Let me go to that now. This I wanted to bring you guys because, wow, I have mentioned this in recent work even. Especially as it pertains to Jim Brown. That's him sitting here, if you can see my cursor. All right. And so, back when Muhammad Ali was at the peak of his scandal, you know, when they were trying to give him hell about not going to their fucking war, which wasn't a war, it was an aggression on Vietnamese people. And like any king with a sack, this brother stood his ground on what was right. He didn't take a knee and turn his t-shirt inside out or tweet or some bullshit. He put it all on the line and said, I'm not going to your damn war, bitch. And went further, said, you my enemy right here. You the one calling me, oh nigga. You the one oppressing me. You my poser. He was trying to say opposer. I love him so much. I love you, Muhammad Ali. I love you, brother. I love you, eternal. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You my poser. I love him. You my poser, right? I can't even get it out. Don't try and say it again, Jedi. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You got a tickle now, and you can't do it. But he stood. And so I believe it was Jim Brown who facilitated what you see in this picture. And this wasn't all of them, because I think Ariel Belafonte was a part of it too. But these would be all your most famous fucking black people of the day, homie. That would be like Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, goddammit, you just start naming. This would be that equivalent. There's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar too. But they all stopped what they was doing and came together to stand with this brother. Colin Kaepernick kneeled, you couldn't get one of them bitches. I think that might have been one or two, just Johnny come lately or some bullshit. But it wasn't our brother needs us right now, and they responded immediately. When Donald Sterling did his thing, everybody knew it was a problem, even fucking white people. And what did them bitch niggas do? They gonna wear a t-shirt or turn a t-shirt inside out of some bullshit that made me vomit. And I think I spent 6 weeks in the hospital. I have to check. I think it was 6 weeks. I think it was 6 weeks. I think it was 6. I think it was 6. This is when black men were black men. And might I add, to look at this photograph, everybody looks like a man. Nowadays you gotta squint to see is that a chick or a dude. I'm over the shit. But I found this by accident. But alas, there are no accidents. The universe handed this to me. The Jim Brown who once fought the good fight has switched sides. And I have not read it. And I'm hoping it bears out what I hope it bears out, because my complaint about Jim Brown sitting his fossilized ass up in that damn Oval, or the fucking whatever room I guess it was the Oval Office, with that freak show Kanye, was unbelievable. You're sitting there, you're co-signing on fucking Donald S. Trump and this freak show. And by the way, no mention of his activism. He was a great football player. He's one of the best. He's one of the... Jim's been with us for a while, and he's just the best, and all that vomit that comes out of his fucking peaky mouth. Jim Brown used to be the dude. The quintessence of black masculinity, bravery, activist, name it. He was a sex symbol before a black man could really even be a goddamn sex symbol. He was one of the early ones. But what has happened? I hope this addresses that. Let me pull this in. And I need to hurry and get this damn thing off my computer anyway, because I think this is one of them sites that's doing shit to my computer, and I don't need it. If Jim Brown is not on the Mount Rushmore of social, political, and civil rights activism by athletes in our time, up there with at least Muhammad Ali, Tommy Smith, and John Carlos, he's on the short list waiting for a vacancy. He was, that is, Jim Brown himself is now the vacancy. Those are the consequences when you insert yourself in a feud between John Lewis and Donald Trump and take the side of Trump while insulting Lewis. Wow, I didn't even know about this. And this is from January of 2017. All right. But goddamn it, it's new to us. Jim Brown on... Is this another thing you click on? No. Jim Brown on John Lewis versus Donald Trump. All right. To see and hear what Brown said on CNN Wednesday morning about Lewis, a hero of the civil rights movement, and the president-elect whose inauguration Lewis is pointedly boycotting, is to see a meticulously crafted but well-earned image disappear before your eyes as if it were a mirage. You see? And this is right up there, you guys, because I was trying to bring you this damn video of these young black Republicans that he invited to the damn White House, trying to stir up votes for the midterm elections. I don't love the video. Anyways, that's a whole nother thing. But anyways, and I mention that because to me, that's what that was. To see all those black kids standing in front of this dude was something you would only see from black feckless ass Christians. Nobody else on the planet is doing or would do that shit. Nobody you could name. Nobody. And there they were, cheering and wearing the hat and telling him I love you. I can't. I don't know if they turned on some switch in black people or some shit. I don't know, dude. To be precise, this is what Brown said about Lewis, all of which is in line with his trip to Trump's tower last month. So he did go to the tower, and he went with the to the White House with the circus act. His declaration that, quote, I fell in love with him. That's right, he did say that. I forgot that, because I did a video and dragged him to goddamn it dust. I fell in love with him. You see, so many coons, you can't keep up with them, everybody. You just can't. You can't archive them. You can't. You don't have the storage space. You just don't have the storage. I fell in love with him. And his belief that Trump was not the racist, nor the public embracer of races he'd portrayed himself to be. Quote, when I hear him cry the blues about Mr. Trump and saying, hey, look, Mr. Trump, bitch. Wow, we couldn't get nothing but Obama out these bitches for 8 years. They wouldn't call him president, and when they really just had to, they would just like Mr. Obama. I hate the fuck out this fucking place. And my daily prayer is the destruction of this bitch by the divine to dust, so the rest of humanity can thrive and be exactly that, humanity. Finally. When he cries the blues about Mr. Trump and saying it's an illegitimate presidency, I take offense to that. Don't cry the blues because you did not get the vote out and this man had a genius way of winning the election. Hold up, Jim. That's a different fucking subject. We can talk about winning and who was a better winner and how they won. That's a different fucking subject than you licking the asshole of this man. And as much as I have many problems with John Lewis's fake ass, the truth is all our pursuit. So I have to say that I am sure that this wasn't about the vote for John Lewis. This is about the asshole that fucking got elected. It's one thing to hear or see that from a Steve Harvey, a Ray Lewis, or Kanye West, who also have touted their new relationships with the soon-to-be president. But this is Jim Brown. Anything Brown did over the past six decades to pound away at the establishment and shatter the walls of racism, white supremacy, and the dehumanization of African people now looks, sounds, and smells like an utter fable, a cruel joke about his own people. Remember, Brown was taking up his mantle within the NFL and in sports at the same time, literally, that John Lewis was doing so on the national stage. They're just 5 years apart in age. More classic photos, Jim Brown. Don't need it. All right. There is simply no way to reconcile Brown's words and all the others he has spouted in defense of the man who has spent the week insulting an icon of the movement, and this image of the meeting Brown himself adjourned on behalf of Ali 50 years ago. That's this picture. So he was the one who precipitated this. All right. I always knew that, but you know something, and so much time goes by before you readdress that at any time, and then you start doubting what you know. Anyways, there's simply no way to reconcile Brown's words and all the others he has spouted in defense of this demon who has spent the week insulting an icon of the movement, and this image above of the meeting Brown himself adjourned on behalf of Ali 50 years ago, when the same forces Lewis was fighting were coming after Ali's resistance to the draft. Quote, Jim said, "Get everybody together. We can't let them do this." John Wooten, Brown's former teammate, who was at that meeting with all those other prominent and conscious black athletes, recalled last year. Half a century later, Brown was faced with the same situation as Lewis and essentially said, "Go on ahead, I'm fine letting them do this." In fact, based on his words and deeds on behalf of his new friend, the president-elect, Jim Brown is now them. Back in the day, Brown was not the sports version of Jim Lewis. Few people in any walk of life can live up to that comparison. And everything from the photos of the Bloody Selma March in 1965 to his sit-in on the House floor last June over gun legislation drives that home. But in this world, Brown used everything he could to buck a system that few athletes, even in his day, ever took the risk to buck against. That has been addressed plenty of times over the past year. Around his 80th birthday last February, I'm insulted that his birthday is the same month as mine. Damn it! When is Jim Brown's birthday? I may have to go back and be reborn and move my birthday. I can't. Let's find out from the whore. When is Jim Brown's birthday? And don't piss me off.
Brown was born
Damn it! Mine's the 25th. It's a little too close for comfort. Alright, I'm going to end the video, everybody. I have to go back and be reborn. I'll see you in 20 years. I'm over it. God damn it. Around his 80th birthday last Friday, during the celebration of Ali's life last June, when Colin Kaepernick began his protest last summer. That's the Jim Brown we thought we knew. Jim Brown says Trump's presidency will work for the better. I'm over it. One who is a troubling contradiction, who left us terribly conflicted, to be sure, because he was just as adamant about never taking responsibility for the atrocious way he treated women over the years. How he clearly didn't include them in the group of people he believed were entitled to respect, protection, and humanity. You had to swallow some guilt and stand behind Jim Brown sometimes. Those who couldn't and wouldn't should feel vindicated today. The fraudulent, untrustworthy side of him was there. Many chose to give him the benefit of the doubt because of the scope of the fight he took on. Approaching his 81st birthday, he clearly has given up that fight. He's chosen the side he prefers. He's decided that John Lewis, of all people, needs to shut up and defer to the man who publicly called him a liar, who denigrates his accomplishments, his congressional district, and the people for whom he's dedicated his life defending. Once upon a time, Brown fought for the same people Lewis did, yet now he thinks Lewis is crying the blues. With that, it's time to sing a dirge for who and what Jim Brown used to be. That Jim Brown is dead. And you know, I have to agree with that, because I didn't remember until we read this that he was at the fucking Trump. I knew he'd been at Trump Tower. I just felt like he had been there, and I just could, because so many coons were going up there, it was hard to keep track. All right. But when they said, I love him, that I remembered it, because that sent me. I just thought, not fucking Jim Brown. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. This brother's known to wear the RBG kufi, you understand, at all times. Man. Listen. It's also important to bring this to everybody because, and maybe I will release that video. I hate it. It's just, I don't like it. I just don't feel it. When I listen to it back, I don't feel it. But I may go ahead and release it simply because I'm referencing it now. And I want to say this. This is Jim Brown. But standing in front of that fucking orange tulip is what they said, 450, 300, I don't know what the fuck it was, of your coon ass black Christian children who will make up the next brigade of Jim Browns and any other coon you're going to name. Any other sellout. Any other traitorous motherfucker of our fucking people. Any of them that you can name. By the way, they're all black Christians. Not a single one of them is a Muslim. Not one. Not one. Not one. You see? But you see, the further away you get from the struggle, the more comfortable you get with oppression. When did he do this for Muhammad Ali? What was this, it probably was the 60s. Right? Yeah, because Vietnam, I think, was in the 60s, right? Yeah, it was 60s. Because there's that song, Summer of 69. Anyways, it's the 60s, damn it. Alright? And so, you were still just coming into integration and all the bullshit. The worst thing that ever happened to people after slavery, which is not over, but worst thing that ever happened to African people was fucking integration. It opens the door for all these coons. It opens the door for your fucking black kids to be standing in front of the very enemy of their people in that goddamn East Room. It's so sickening, dude. I can't, you know? I can't. I can't. I can't, And what I'm finding out is that, we're talking about all this consciousness and wokeness and people are waking up, and I'm in doubt of that. Because when you really go inside the individuals, you find out they're just as dumb and as ignorant as the fucking black Christians. You understand? The same bullshit is still really kind of there. It's not been done away with. The stench is there. And as it relates to African men, there are none, I proclaim. Like I say, you're looking at men there in this picture. This is when we had men. They did what men did. They acted like men. They responded like men. And they looked like fucking men. You understand? And I don't have to be in that room to say they even smelled like men. Now you smell a fucking perfume and turn around and say, brother, the fuck? I can't. We've lost this. Everyone there is a man of principle. Because they didn't come to Muhammad Ali's side just as spectators and bystanders. They came there saying, we are him. We're him too. We're him. Maybe we should click on some of these photos as we end, everybody. Just, why not? That they was talking about other historical photos of goddammit Jim Brown's fossil ass. Oh, I said I was going to read this. No, I was supposed to read it on the Don Lemon thing. Never mind. We didn't do it. I'm over it. Okay, classic photos of Jim Brown. Let me see this. Okay. The blood of Jesus. Look at the fashion, y'all. The blood of Jesus. Look at the nasty. Look at the booger. I can't. Oh my God. Could have done without the white heifer. Just could have. That's, damn it. Yeah, y'all know. It was Jim Brown and the boxer, y'all. I can't call him. Damn, that's a big ass award or a trophy or what the fuck it is. I'm over it. So saying there wasn't, it looked like Armani or some bullshit. Like, you feel me? But he's with that murdering ass Johnson, Lyndon Baines Johnson, who definitely had a hand in the Kennedy assassination. Can we just add? And this is November. I need to get a Kennedy video together. I am the authority on that assassination. Can I just tell you? Okay, at least it is a sister that's hugged up with him. Appreciate the bruh. Jim, we're gonna need to talk about that. Your little brother's jacket. He just called. He said he wanted it back. Damn it! Last minute. And Elvis called, said he wanted his belt back. I'm over it. You see, and the further back these brothers go, like when the shit was even, I don't want to say it was rougher than it is now because it ain't really changed, but we just gonna say that just to move on. But brothers that come from, like, I don't understand how you ever give in to this fucking enemy. Look like you would just hate that bitch ass for life, like as a stamp. Done. Some say there is with the Kufi. See what I'm saying? The RBG. That Jim Brown right there, when he showed up, you knew it was serious. He just looked like authority, dude. Like, don't fuck with him and do what he tell you. Could have done without the white heifer. That's a great picture. my king, Muhammad. Allahu Akbar. You know, it's interesting too because we hear and we laugh at, when we hear Muhammad Ali talking about, I'm pretty and I'm pretty. And then you see old photos and you go, you know what? He really was pretty. It looked like Chris Brown a little bit right there. Or Chris Brown looked a little bit like him. It felt like a little Chris Brown thing going on there. So I'm saying maybe it's just me, goddammit. I know that white dude. I think that's Jack Kent Cook or something. What's his fucking name? Jack Kemp. I'm so mad that I knew who he was. I'm mad. Look at that ass D. Wait, was that a sister? I didn't even look at her, my bad. I was looking at the little boy. It's a sister. Praise the Lord. Or as the Christians say, praise God. Jim, yeah, your little brother called, says he wants his shorts back. He's gonna need them right now. He needs them today for class. I'm over it. And Jim Brown got one of them voices that's authority. That's a king. It's supposed to be. You feel me? A warrior. Everything about him is warrior. See, like, how the fuck did you turn? Like, what happened? Is somebody giving you a check? What? You over 80 now, money ain't gonna really do nothing. I can't. Very distinguished brother, too. When you saw Jim Brown, you knew that was him. You didn't have to squint. You didn't have to, you like, that's Jim Brown. That's him. Okay, this is something else now. This is not Jim Brown. All right, we're over it. All right. Anyways, I just gotta say, man, in closing, black folks, as I've been saying since 2014 to you, because that's when you met me, but I've been saying this way for a very long time. It is black Christians that are the dead weight on the proverbial wing of our people. This is why we cannot get off the ground. We cannot soar. We cannot fly. We cannot. There's no soul in these people. There's no compass of absolute dedication to righteousness. There's no fear of the divine because they don't know the divine. They don't know his word. They don't know anything about the divine at all. At all. And the first ones that were going to get up and hollering mad when you challenge that bullshit Christianity bullshit that Massa gave them. You understand? But the numbers speak for themselves. Just like Donna Lemon, all the white motherfucking people want to be pissed off at the truth. The numbers, the facts that he gave. The facts are all them fucking kids that went to the goddamn White House, none of them have Muslim names. If you can get that roster, all of them are going to be fucking Christians. Go get the names of every single African incarcerated across this bitch and read the names. You will not see names that read like ours. Just shuttle out to the courthouse on Monday when everybody's first lining up before the court opens. And that long line of motherfuckers there to pay traffic fines and God knows what. And just start going down the line and asking people their name. Won't hear names that sound like ours. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Everybody we've ever profiled, from Ben Carson to Clarence Thomas to Larry Elder, it don't matter. Any of your black Republicans, any of the motherfuckers on Fox News, anybody selling us out, or anybody with some bullshit, are people who don't have names like ours. Go and get the roster of victims' names of police murders for the last 50, 100, 200 years and see how many of those names read like the names of Muslims. all of our shit is being caused by black fucking Christians. The case of Botham Shem black police chief, black district attorney, black Texas Ranger, all of them fucking Christians, can be guaranteed to let your bitch ass down. Those are the facts, everybody. And you need to ask yourself why. Because clearly somebody's got something good going on and somebody's got some bullshit. Now, I'm going to just push this one because I'm kind of interested in addressing it. I probably wouldn't have, but since the other stuff is kind of short, I think I can just squeeze this in, dispense of this quickly, and be over it. Yeah, but I want you to heed what I was just saying in the end part of that last piece, everybody. Because I am sick and tired of my people getting that dumb dog look on their face, or they get a fucking attitude or some bullshit like that. You understand? I'm giving you the answer to what our central issue is now. Giving you. And if you can't respond to that, you're just as full of shit as you've always been. Not worthy to live or take a next breath. Either we're serious about our damn people or goddamn it, we're not. We gotta stop with the footsies, everybody. You understand? And as I've even said to my people here on this goddamn channel, how you gonna be a follower of me and take stock in shit that I share and believe me on every goddamn thing, but as soon as I come close to fucking what Masters gave you is doubt and hesitation and shit. God damn it, you believe me on everything, you don't believe me for shit. And you take your bitch ass someplace else and continue to wallow and drown in darkness. I'm here to shine my light on those who seek the light. Not bitches that put up a goddamn umbrella. I'm over it. Anyways, I'm bringing this. Shout out to Marcus. Because Marcus sent me the link to this because I had done the Monsanto video about the Monsanto company being, it was a whole documentary about GMO foods, and I began the piece opened with the lawsuit that this brother had won against them. It's the first lawsuit that's ever been successfully prosecuted against them. He won $289 million, and now it's saying accept $78 million instead, and Marcus was saying devils still being devils. I would disagree. I haven't read this, but as soon as I saw that and I saw the picture, I said I can't really be mad. The brother was given a $289 victory. That's on record. So he's probably not going to be around to spend 79 or 78 million, let alone 289 million. And he was a school groundskeeper. So in my mind, and y'all know how black folks is, and not just anybody, certainly black folks, when you ain't had no money, we ain't really gonna make that much of a beef between 289 million and 78 million. If he was 22 and healthy, maybe. But he has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He's expected to die, was the testimony in his case from doctors and all of it. So rather than wrangle and all their fucking appeals of the award, not just fucking take the 78 million. You feel me? So I ain't really mad. I'm also doing this because I can dispense of it quickly. It's a short piece. I scanned down just see how long it was. It's not very long, and so we can just find out the details of it and be over it. And I can shut up because my voice is gone. I don't need to read that. I'm over it. Um, the payment of 211 million less than he expected. The payment is $211 million. It's at $211 million less than he expected, but Dwayne Johnson said he'll take it. See? After months of legal drama, the terminally ill cancer patient has agreed to a reduced award of the amount of the award of about 78 million from the agrochemical giant Monsanto, a sharp decrease from the jury's $289 million verdict. I would say watch the attorney closely. Your client is terminally ill. Maybe he cut a side deal with Monsanto. His client doesn't know about it. Client gets 78 million and the fucking attorney gets 211. I mean, you just never know. Because we know his attorney is not a black man. So, and not that that would matter, unfortunately, because the only way that would matter is if his lawyer was an African Muslim or any Muslim, even if he was an Asian. You see? But because the roll of the dice is it always comes up black Christian in this bitch, that's what you get. After months, okay, so, and he's just over it, you know, and all the time that the trial took, and plus pre-trial, he's probably just like, I can't, you know, and plus the stress of this case is not good for his health either. Like, I ain't mad, you know. Still, Monsanto's payment, wait, I'm missing something. After months of legal drama, the terminally ill cancer patient has agreed to a reduced payment of about 78 million for the agrochemicals. Okay, a sharp decrease. Okay, fine. Still, Monsanto's parent company says it will appeal. Still. Well, in that case, I would say then don't fucking go for it. Say you still want the 289 million then. You see what I'm saying? Because they would sit in a courtroom knowing that they hold liability for this man's condition. But because white people don't give a fuck about anything but money and power and their next breath, if you're not fucking with their power, they wallet, or their next breath, you're not doing shit. You need to go back to the fucking planning board. I can't. All them peaceful marches that Dr. King had, you should have been marching right into they bitch ass, not down the street. Dwayne, a former school groundskeeper, won a monumental case against this asshole pillar of the fucking devil, claiming the company's famous weed killer Roundup gave him terminal cancer. In August, a San Francisco jury awarded Johnson $250 million in punitive to punish these assholes, and about $39 million in compensatory damages for Johnson's loss of income, pain, and goddammit suffering. Not surprisingly, Monsanto fought back. The company asked by the way, this $289 million, they make that probably every minute. This was nothing for them. Nothing. So not to pay out is just evil, which we expect nothing less. The company asked San Francisco Superior Court Judge Suzanne Bolanos to overrule the jury's entire award for punitive damages. It almost worked. You see what I'm saying? Fuck Susan and the fat bitch that gave birth to her. You see? Last month, the judge tentatively granted Monsanto's request. Then she denied it, but reduced the punitive damages award to about $39 million. You see? It goes back to the case of Kevin Cooper that I brought you guys. They showed legally his attorneys where they were in violation of a court procedure. Not just one, which would be enough to stop the fucking and get him a new trial. Not two, which would be more than enough to get him another fucking trial. But three. And the bitch turned it down. There's got to be some system when that happens. That's not the final fucking say. No justice is going to be done, bitch. Either you gonna carry it out or we are going to. The very person dressed up in a fucking funeral robe to oversee and make sure that justice goes forth is the very bitch that put her high heel on the fucking man's neck. I can't. This bitch is probably getting a goddamn check from goddamn it Monsanto. That might be why she lowered the fucking thing, because they'll give her the difference or something. You see? You want to put any evil past this enemy. Not a single thing that you could conjure. The judge then left the ball in Dwayne's court. If he accepted the reduced award, Bolanos would not order a new trial. If he rejected it, a new trial or punitive damages would be ordered. A new trial over punitive damages would be ordered. You see? Fuck her. Ah, man, how much more of this? Because I didn't think this was going to get me worked up, and I'm over every fucking thing right now on earth. Because I'm sick and tired of standing around. You understand? I'm sick and tired of the shit. And wild horses run unbridled, or the spirit dies. His attorney told the court Friday he, quote, will accept the reduction of punitive damages to the amount of 39 million and whatever in order to avoid the further burden of a new trial or appeal. You see what I'm saying? And fuck her, because she's not even giving a fuck that this man is ill. The bitch has to go. You see what I'm saying? Gotta go, bitch. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. One way or the other, goddammit. Gotta go. But if these assholes appeal the judge's reduced punitive damage award, he will continue to fight his lawyer wrote. This is legal wrangling. They're just trying to wait him out so that he can die. You see? Across the country, like Don Lemon said, white men are the biggest terrorist threat to this fucking country. That means at every level. You understand? And I remind you that, remember, when Toni Braxton was going through her legal stuff with L.A. Reid and Babyface, trying to get money that she felt they owed her, they didn't have to give in a court. But they got together and said, you know what? We'll give her the money. We'll give her the money. I think it was L.A. Reid that was on the stand and said, you know what? We'll just pay it. We'll give her the money. That was morality. That was morality. Just do the right thing, because Monsanto is behind the scenes with their lawyers, and they could say in a room, even if they don't wait till they get into court, they could say in a room, look, we'll just pay the guy. We'll just pay him. And be over it. But L.A. Reid and Babyface did the right fucking thing. God bless those brothers. That was morality. This is something else. This is terror. God damn it. Across the country, cancer patients suing Monsanto are carefully monitoring Dwayne's case because it could set a precedent for more than 4,000 similar cases awaiting trial. Dwayne was the first cancer patient to take Monsanto to court because in California, dying plaintiffs can be granted expedited trials. Slashing Dwayne's total award from $289 million to $78 million could be a setback for similar plaintiffs. University of Richmond law professor Carl Tobias said, but Johnson's triumphant verdict could also help other plaintiffs. While the judge's ruling may take the wind out of their sails, he said Dwayne may also provide a roadmap for the 4,000 other cases on liability and allow some plaintiffs to win. Bayer, the company that recently acquired Monsanto, has a mixed reaction to the decease or to the decrease in punitive damages. And I just want to say Bayer, you guys, was exposed years ago for they bought some batches or whatever the fuck it was of aspirin that had the AIDS virus in it, and they put the shit out anyway. You understand? The white man is the devil, dude. Anything goes in their society, but they're so concerned about you. I just saw where this white bitch was on the phone calling fucking police because somebody's car was parked a half an inch too much for the curb or some bullshit. Because nobody's knocking these people the fuck out. That's why the bitch is on the phone and not running for her life. Wish a bitch would call the police on me for a goddamn. The court decision to reduce the punitive damages award by more than $200 million is a step in the right direction, but we continue to believe that the liability verdict and damage award are not supported by the evidence at trial or the law, and plan to file an appeal with the California Court of Appeals, Bayer said. Listen, I just showed you the dude that with that fucking, when Don Lemon made his claim, you had this white motherfucker totally going past that to some fucking fantasy world bullshit. That's not just him. That's a character trait of these people. That's why it's important you understand we're not the same. God has said we're not the same. And you don't need me to tell you that you're not the same as these fucking people. So this is the same thing. They will say anything. Truth does not matter. Doesn't matter. It's about being right. The company said hundreds of studies have shown glyphosate, the key ingredient in the Roundup, is safe when used as directed. Well, I showed you in my documentary that's a fucking lie. And why it's a lie. You see? And why they make those claims. Because they control all their studies, and it wasn't until people were able to get their fucking ingredients and study it independently in different trials that the true truth was known. You see? But I remind my people that this isn't just Roundup. This is the shit that's in your Frankenstein food. You need to go and watch the video that I did about GMOs. And I provide a very comprehensive list of all the shit that's in your house that you can either make a decision, either you're going to eat that and fucking die of cancer, or you need to make another choice about what you're doing. You just can't reach ignorant black folks. You just can't. You just can't. You just can't. It's like a moth to a flame burned by the fire, you know? You can sit out there and wave the fucking moths. Just wave them off. Just wait. Here they come. Bitch, I'm trying to save your life. They're not going to be happy till they're burned by the fire. Then it's too late. Then and only at that moment, in a half a second, do they realize the truth. Such shall be the case with my people on the great day of judgment. This is the Jedi.